Action.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Tanis.
I'm Chris.
Together we are Tanis Fiber Arts, hand-dyed yarn, knitting patterns, the occasional crocheted pattern, cats.
Cats is part of our business now?
Cats is part of our personality and identity.
I guess it is.
And yeah, that's it.
Been a while since we've done one of these, but we were actually talking about it this morning and we miss doing them, and I think some people still look for them, so nice to be back doing one.
Yeah, they sort of build up like it's super hard to do, and then when you remember that it's just filming a conversation, it's actually pretty low stakes, that it's not so tough. I'm quite distracted by my hair because this is the first time I've blow dried my hair in months.
Yeah.
And it's really flipping out.
It looks really good though.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Don't you think I look kind of like Velma from Scooby-Doo?
That's what I said, really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if I'm going to try not to like be fussing with it all the time, but the last time I got my hair cut and blow dried my hair was before the summer, and it's grown a lot. It's different than it was.
I cut my own hair 15 minutes ago. I don't care how it looks.
You don't?
Yeah.
Evidently.
Ooh.
Yeah, why have I not blow dried my hair in months? Because it's summer.
Yeah.
And in the summertime, we just chill right out.
Yeah, we are away for a lot of the summer. We just got back last week. I guess if you follow TFA, you know that we're closed for a lot of the summer. We've done that for the
several years.
Yeah. And
it works for us.
I don't know if I could, well, obviously you figure out a way to live without it, but for the business, I feel like it's an amazing time to recharge and like get energy for the upcoming year.
Well, this is what it is. For us, by June, I am burnt out. Like I am approaching professional and personal burnout.
Yeah.
And if we did not have a scheduled vacation that I knew was coming, then there would be crisis mode.
I feel like it.
You know?
We
and
look
so
for
it really...
There's like a week where we're both physically exhausted after shutting down. You know? Like we work very hard till the end.
We do more in our 10 months so that we can take more or less,
which is
not more, less than 2 months.
An active decision that we made a bunch of years ago.
But no regrets. It really has become like a part of our business plan, like how the year goes for us, and it works. I'm very happy with it.
Same.
I do not blow dry my hair in the summer though.
No.
So there's that. No, what I was going to say is I do not knit in the summer at the same rate as I do in the winter. That's for sure. Everything's just
what do you think that is?
Summer.
Do you think
I think it's everything. I think it's burnout across the board.
Yeah. Like, I feel like here, you have patterns on the go. There's stuff you're trying, new yarns you're working with, and it's a part of your work day. Like knitting is a big part of what Tanis does physically, because she's working on samples, double checking patterns, and also knitting for like enjoyment and inspiration. So it's a huge part of what you actually do, which is funny in the sense that they're not billable hours, but it's a massive part of TFA.
Yeah, it is funny because I don't knit really during working hours.
Yeah.
So it is like, but if I did not knit, we would not have a business. But
that's right.
But do you know what else it is? I'm such a creature of habit that I knit, like in our house, I almost only knit in one spot, right?
Yeah.
I've got like my corner. And if I need, if for whatever reason the kids are doing something there and I have to go knit somewhere else, like I probably won't. And so we have a cottage in Nova Scotia that we spend our summers at. And I do knit, I will knit there, but just not in the same way. It's not a part of my everyday life the way that it is here. So I don't knit as much. And it's like we're doing so many other things. Like we're at the beach, we're with friends and family, we're doing things differently.
It's warmer for sure too.
And it's warm.
There's no AC there, so it's when it's in a good heat wave, you're
humid.
not really trying to sit with
sticky
yarn on you that often.
Sticky.
Yeah.
Not to make this all about my hair, but that's why I don't blow dry my hair.
Same.
So humid. You blow dry your hair, walk out of the bathroom, Frizz City. You look like a total clown.
You'd be wasting your time, yeah.
No, and it's windy.
Yeah.
I mean, don't even get me started. That's why this short haircut was not the best idea. You want to move on?
From hair, yeah. Unless this is going to be a hair podcast.
So let's talk about what I'm wearing. We sort of, you know what? The spring really got derailed for us. Derailed isn't probably the right word. Tell me what is the correct word for what I'm trying to say.
Our energy,
Jethro fever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought you were going to say we were working in a different way because we did the Toronto show.
Oh yeah, Knit City
We
Toronto.
did Knit City Toronto in May, and we hadn't done one since Vancouver 2018 or 19.
I think 19.
And so that was like a redirection of energy for us.
That's true. That was a big
So
change
it ties into the show that we were not anticipating the reception Jethro got.
Yes.
But it's still rolling, and it's amazing to see.
I mean, it's thrilling because you never know.
No.
The last episode that I filmed was all about the Jethro cardigan, and I think you were in it.
I don't think so.
Was it a solo episode?
Maybe.
It was about both of my crochet patterns. I have a pullover with crochet panels on the front called Fleetwood, and then a cardigan crochet panels. They're knit crochet combined garments. And Jethro really seems to have,
taken on a life of its own.
Yeah, which could not have predicted. And it's very exciting and thrilled by that, of course, which for anybody, if you're excited about hearing me talk about Jethro, we will have more kits. We're going to be, now that we're back at it, that's something we'll be prioritizing because there still seems to be interest in it. But the reason I mentioned that, this is not a Jethro episode. I'm wearing a design that I released after Jethro, just before we took time off for the summer. I didn't film an episode about it. I don't feel like I didn't give it as much attention, as much airtime as I like to give a new design. So I'm doing it today. This is called the Skylights Tee. I knit mine cropped. You can, of course, knit it to whatever length you want. It's knit top down, so you just go until you get the length that you want. I knit this in fingering weight yarn. I used our sock yarn base in the crystal colorway.
Mm-hmm.
I was wearing it at Knit City Toronto. People really liked it, which was encouraging to get it, the pattern published in June when we got back. And I'm showing this. This is my Skylights sweater.
Nice.
So in 2020, I launched this pattern. This is really oversized, really almost off the shoulder, big puffy sleeves, cable, lacy cable, the same
What's
lacy
that knit?
cable.
Is that something held with mohair?
Yeah, so this is a Curry-on Silk Garden Solo. I believe that's what it's called. Not Curry-on, Noro Silk Garden. It's like a worsted Aran weight yarn. Probably Aran. It's quite thick. A beautiful subtle color. They have, Noro has those long, colorful, colored shifting yarns. And this one is one of their most very subtle colorways. I really, really like it. I think it's called color 01, I believe. And I held it with a strand of mohair in the crystal colorway. And it's a super chunky gauge. This is a really fun. Love this sweater. And
Crystal's a workhorse.
Crystal
it's been around forever and it's super good.
But do you know what? This is my first personally owned all crystal garment.
Oh yeah.
I have never knit. So I've held crystal here. I've knit it in every single fade I've ever done.
Yeah.
I've used it as the background color and color work. I've used it a ton, but I've never knit something in just crystal. And honestly, I don't know why I'm surprised that I love it.
Yeah.
Do you love it? It's so subtle, but colorful and fun, and it's really confetti, little pops.
I knit Rowan a little hat in it ages ago, and I love the way it knit up from then. And it's been a mainstay for us.
I love this colorway, and I'm really happy to own a little garment in it. So this, I find very easy to wear. I wore it with jean shorts a lot this summer.
You did get a lot of wear out of it this summer, yeah.
And I love this little design. I liked it as a sweater, and I maybe like it even more as a tee.
I think you love knit tees.
I love knit tees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably starting with the rocket tee. I remember.
Yes.
You just
I did not know
incorporated them into your wardrobe.
I was such a knit tee person, but I really, really am.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Skylights tee. Highly, highly recommend. I'm really happy to have it.
Nice.
So, do you want to know what I worked on all summer?
Well, let me tell them a little bit about what I'm wearing first.
Oh,
So it might look weird from there. I didn't make it myself. This is the one and only Patrick Swayze from his brilliant turn in the movie Point Break as Bodhisattva. Saw it on a cool website and had to have it.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely love that movie.
Same.
Great all-around movie, but I won't turn it into a Point Break podcast.
Okay. Okay, this is what I've been working on. This is what I brought to work on this summer. This is what I like to do. I take a big tote bag and I fill it as full as I can go.
I don't have. Oh yeah, I guess you would sit on the sofa and knit a bit. I was thinking I didn't really have any
I
recollection
have a
of you
spot
knitting this
that
summer.
I'm going to show. I'm going to.
When Tana says she has a knitting spot, she means she takes over like a quarter of a room with just bags and gear and stuff.
So this is what I keep in my. This is what I brought with me. I'm going to show you everything actually. Okay, this big tote bag. I bring it. It's like a basket, and then I just put it down beside the sofa, and then that's my spot.
No one's allowed to move it.
No, nobody touches it. This is my little notions bag. This is where I have my scissors, my stitch markers, everything that I need. Okay, good. This, well, I should say. This
Your mom made that, no?
No, this was a maker online. I'm seeing if there's a tag in it. Yeah, it was called Spotted Stones Handmade. It was an Etsy shop, but I don't think it's active anymore. But I loved this bag so much after I bought it that she actually made these bags for us for a gift bundle.
Oh, right. That's what I was thinking.
And I really like them. So I'm glad that I only have one. Like, I should have kept more because I really like them.
Mm-hmm.
Then I bring my interchangeable needle set. My Chiagu interchangeable needle set. Then, you know what? That's like, oh no. Then I also brought, this is all my other circular needles. My little Ziploc bag with all my other fixed circulars.
Pile's getting bigger.
The rest is just yarn projects. So within the tote bag, I then put a project bag so that if I do have to bring, this is what I would bring in the car for our travel because we drive a whole day to get to our destination. This one's by Jezebel B. I really love it.
She's the best.
Love her stuff. I picked this up at Knit City, Toronto. It was one of the only things I bought. I'll show you this one first, why not? This is a little cardigan that I'm working on for my daughter in Boucle.
Boucle, which a lot of people were pretty hyped about you starting to work with and us dying.
Yeah, so she's so small. Look, doesn't that look? It looks like a baby sweater. She's 6.
Yeah.
But it's wider. It's gonna be.
She is a tiny kid.
And I'm making it a little bit cropped. It's gonna be like a.
Yeah.
So yeah, Boucle. We got a few sample skeins. I'm knitting with it to see what I think. I love the finished. Like, feel that. Feel how squishy. Like.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that great?
Well, from working with it, I had never dyed it until this spring when we were doing samples.
Yeah.
And loved it, and I'm excited to get it out there. It won't be long.
So since it's my first time knitting with Boucle, I am learning a lot.
Yeah.
Like, this is just stockinette stitch, and it's not curling at all. Like, I feel as though you could, and it's not blocked, I did ribbing across the bottom, 2x2 rib, which you can barely see because the Boucle texture, like, you really got to keep it really simple, right? Like, even doing garter stitch versus stockinette stitch, you don't really notice the difference.
Yeah.
The inside versus the outside. You can see a bit of it. You can tell the difference, right? The purl side versus the knit side. Can you?
I sure can.
Okay.
I'm a pro.
Okay. But it's not dramatic in any way. But anyway, I just thought it was really interesting how normally when you're knitting stockinette fabric, it really curls in on itself and you have to work some sort of edgings. And I'm like, I wonder if you could get away with not. Like, you could just make a super simple cardigan with no finishings, you know what I mean? Like, no edgings.
Yep.
Anyways, very curious. My daughter is really into it. This colorway is called Shapeshifter. We were dyeing it a lot in the spring. It's more subtle on the mohair. I've been calling this mohair a lot on
Feels
the
like
Boucle.
it. Yeah.
Because it's got it's got a beautiful halo like mohair, and there's alpaca.
Yeah.
In the makeup. Anyway, so this is a fun thing. When I'm done her little cardigan, and it's a pattern that I'm working on for Boucle.
Nice.
We shall see
how
that goes. But I really want to make a cardigan for myself. I feel like I would just live in it.
Yeah, like it's like light and bouncy.
It's so light, yet warm.
Who loves it? Julie loves it, right? Julie Crawford was very excited.
Julie Crawford from Knitted Bliss loves Boucle. And
Probably told you to start working
She
on
was
some.
like, make it happen. Okay, the next project, very, very exciting. This one's almost done. This, I posted a picture of this on Instagram as a work in progress. And it still is a work in progress, but it's just missing the collar. This is such a cool sweater pattern. It's called Oblique. Oh my God, Emily Green. Oh, I just completely blanked on her name. By Emily Green. And isn't that just the coolest, like, yoke construction?
It's really nice.
She's a real, like, knitting architecture person. And like, all of her, I've knit a bunch of her patterns, and they're always really interesting, really graphic lines, geometric, and, like, she reinvents. She takes the shape and then makes it happen in an unconventional way, which I really love her style. And her sample was knit in 2 colors, but I couldn't help but color block it. That's my vibe. I like it a lot.
I think I remember talking you down from a lot more colors.
Well, it was really difficult for me to decide what to do. I wasn't sure if the color blocking was going to work, but I feel that it's very successful.
It looks great.
And I did contact Emily about it to be like, is this a mistake? And do you know what she told me to do? The color that I changed is actually the main color, and the color that I kept consistent is actually the contrast color.
Okay.
Which is just relevant because the contrast color meets at this corner.
Seams.
It's like this is where it needed to look crisp, you know?
Yeah.
So anyhow, I feel like that was a very helpful tip.
Yeah.
So now it's the collar. This is kind of funny because I completely forgot. I had thought that I would probably knit the collar in the contrast color, which in my case is cloak. I was like, I'll keep it, the collar will be like this. Which it could be. That would be lovely. That's totally fine. And then I also thought, or I could use the gray, the smoke color, just to tie it back in at the top. And then I decided after I had finished it that I actually wanted to use a 6th color.
What?
Okay. I brought a 6th color with me to the cottage.
And left it there?
No, totally forgot.
To use it.
That I had it. I thought I had to put this project aside until we got home and I could get a 6th color. But I actually had one. However, this is the 6th color that I brought, okay? Goldenrod.
Okay.
You're not loving it.
It's kind of crazy.
And this is the 6th color that I had in mind once I was knitting it that I might use. More like the worn denim look. Anyway, I'm still undecided. Maybe I'll put up a poll or something.
I think you're pushing it too far. I think it should be the contrast
Flying
color.
too close to the sun?
Yeah. Just like a separate colored collar. That's crazy talk.
Well, we will brainstorm. Anyways, but what we should now talk about is what yarn I'm using for this.
Yeah.
This is another new yarn for us. This is yarn by Longway Homestead, a Canadian mill, all Canadian wool, Canadian milled, manufactured.
Yeah, which is rare.
Which we've been doing this since 2007, and it has not been viable.
No.
It's not been viable in it for a number of reasons. One is quantity. There are small Canadian mills, but they couldn't supply the amount that we would need, and at a price point that we could sell.
Right.
That's resellable, right?
Yeah.
Like, in a quality of wool that we would want to knit with, and that our customers would want to knit with, because you and I are pretty hardy.
And that dyes up well.
And that dyes well. Like it's a full, it's a large task, right?
It is. I mean, I feel like we would have been all Canadian a long time ago, because that makes sense if it was a viable option.
So a lot of Canadian knitters know the company Briggs & Little, which is a company based out of New Brunswick that make beautiful yarns. Lismore Sheep Farm, which is a sheep farm in Nova Scotia that we often visit when we're there.
Yeah.
They make beautiful yarns as well. They don't, Lismore Sheep Farm doesn't wholesale, but their yarns are very rustic.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it, you don't mind it for certain things. Like I can find space for it for sure. I
kind of love it.
You love a really rustic sweater. But in my experience, that's not what people are looking for from us.
Right.
Right? People are, and you can buy Briggs & Little yarn at a really affordable price from Briggs & Little. Like, I don't know what we could add to it, because it also doesn't take the dye. We couldn't get speckles and really multis the same way. Like, you know, anyways, just to say about that. It's been a long, I contacted another mill in New Brunswick at one point. They had some beautiful, beautiful yarns, but I just couldn't make the price work.
Yeah.
Because a small mill needs to charge more. Anyway, this yarn checks all the boxes.
Really does.
As I was knitting with it, I just kept telling Chris, like, feel this. Because the other thing, whenever people have asked me in the past for a Canadian-made yarn, now I will say we've always worked with Canadian manufacturers, but they're all importing their merino mostly from New Zealand, right? Because that's just the way the industry is. They mill it and they spin it and sell it. They're a Canadian manufacturer. But I don't know if it's possible to raise merino sheep in Canada.
I think it's too cold.
I'm not a shepherd.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Maybe there are people out west, with merino sheep.
Yeah.
But I've always been told, and my understanding is that the sheep and the quality of their fleece matches the landscape and climate that they live in. And Canada is hardy. It's cold. It's rugged. Like, you need to be a strong, rugged sheep. At any rate, the combination, I'll have all the details when this is ready to launch, because this is like a bit of a preview. This is a sneak peek of the makeup of the yarn, and this is a DK. It's a sport. I'm knitting it at a DK weight gauge. It's a bit of a flexible gauge. It's got a beautiful feel. You can feel the lanolin in it. Like, when you're knitting with it, you feel like when you're done, you've applied the most beautiful moisturizer.
Yeah, you kept saying that while you were working with it.
It's so lovely, and I'm really, really happy with it. And I hope that you guys are excited for it as well.
Dyed up nice, great bounce to it, like light and airy.
Yeah, our only
woolly qualities, but not scratchy. It ticks all the boxes for you and me.
Yeah, the only thing, there's limited quantities that we can get.
Yeah, basically at this point we were just like,
we'll take
whatever we can get.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited to offer this fall, and stay tuned for that. And after knitting with it this summer, I can say I'm excited to wear this. I know it's gonna wear well. I haven't even blocked this particular sweater yet because it's not done, but I am I'm very excited about this product. So there you go. So there's that. Then I have one last little thing that I worked on that's in my bag of treasures. That is, I have one sock. I have one sock. I should have it on a sock blocker, but it's cute. It's got cables that go down the side, split. One goes down the ankle, the other goes down the foot. I used to knit socks like this all the time. Do you remember? This was like a go-to pattern that I used to do. And this is our colorway called Twirl. And I've got one down, one to go.
Good sock color.
It's fun, right?
Bold sweater color, but
very pretty. You'd wear a sweater in that.
I could pull it off.
No, you know what?
What?
Not good with your complexion.
Come on. What, 210?
You're so pink.
This is like as dark as I get. This is after a summer of sun exposure.
But your kind of tan color is pink. And this is pretty pink.
Is it? Is it?
It really brings out the color of your cheeks.
Look, you work with what you're given.
You look great. You look great. You know what? So that's it for what I was knitting, what I'm wearing, what we've been up to. But I have, I think, one little thing that I'm going to share extra.
Okay.
Which is a fun little order that I just received from a fun store. So I placed an order at this shop called Cheerfully Made Goods and Market. It's a shop in Ontario, and everything that they carry is small business, mostly Canadian.
Nice.
Some sort of Vermont, Ontario adjacent.
Vermont is honorary Canadian.
Like, there's some of their products that they make, that they stock, are made by American, but just to say, it's relatively local, Canada and close.
Yeah.
It was a really nice website. I found it because in Nova Scotia, when we were there, I bought a beautiful candle by the company Shy Wolf, who I've followed on Instagram for a while. They're an Ontario candle maker. They're soy candles. The candle that I bought was called Cherry Bomb.
Oh, that's nice.
And in the best way possible, it smells like Kool-Aid, right?
Yeah.
Which sounds like I would not buy a candle that somebody pitched to me as a Kool-Aid
It doesn't
candle.
burn like that. It smells stronger unlit. It burns kind of soft.
It smells like lovely. The
Yeah.
scents are really beautiful. And so it's just, it's funny to say that it smells like Kool-Aid, and I like it because I'm very sophisticated. I would not buy a Kool-Aid candle. But I really liked it. And what I love about it is how it burns. Like,
Yeah, nice and slow,
so
very even.
even.
Yeah.
I believe soy. I don't know everything about candles, but it's like a cleaner burning. It's better for the air quality, I believe. This is,
Saying I don't know either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway, Shy Wolf. So I loved that candle that I bought so much.
Tom Petty reference in the name there. I like it.
I think Cherry Bomb is too. Isn't that not a Tom Petty, but isn't that a? I think the candles that I bought were both sort of like 70s music. They have a Gold Dust Woman one. They have,
really?
Yeah. Anyway, so then this candle was on sale. I was looking to buy more of these candles. This one, the store came up because they had this and it was on sale. And I love the scent of this one as well. Free Fallen. Very good. Then, because I was adding to cart, I was like, why not? I bought this beautiful art print by the company is called Art Baby & Co. This is a print of a disco ball. And I really
love disco ball prints. I feel like that's not your first one.
It's the first one that I own. It is not the first one I have added to cart.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I think this one's really pretty. No, I like it a lot.
Congrats on that. I like it too.
Yes. So I'm going to go buy a frame for that.
Nice.
And then I bought this one by the brand Stay Home Club. And it is a little bouquet of flowers. And underneath it, it says, Bloomin' Idiot.
You're really into puns lately. What did your shorts say? You got some boxer shorts this summer.
With ravens.
Yeah.
And it says...
Raven Lunatic.
Raven Lunatic. Yeah. No,
Cute.
So I think I'm still laughing about the Bloomin' Idiot. There's something about it because it's like floral, it's pretty, it looks a little bit like William Morris-esque in the way that the flowers are like made. They're so lovely. And then it says Bloomin' Idiot. I just think it's so funny.
A plant would be an idiot, I'm not sure, but... Are you the idiot?
Who's the idiot?
Who knows?
Is it the person who can't stop laughing at the art print that she bought? Perhaps.
I didn't know we were just showing stuff we bought this summer. I would have shown my belt.
Oh, tell us about it.
I got this really cool belt at a little Nova Scotian farmer's market. There's a leather worker there, and he's one of my kids. It's his favorite booth because they have little pouches for scissors and garden tools and knives and stuff. And I asked if he would take orders, which he did, and I got, of the things that he stamps, I got roses and dragonflies, so two things I really love. Bit of a close call when I told him my waist dimensions. I might have set the timer back a few years, so the belt is, I cannot gain any more weight and still wear that belt, which is, I guess, kind of a cool safety measure for the winter.
You wear it on the loosest one?
No, so there's 5 belt holes and it fits in the center one, which your brother told me was appropriate.
Oh.
I'm used to having more slack. I can fluctuate a lot in weight.
You can still go to the loose. You've got 2 more notches. You don't think that's enough?
No.
Okay. I think you'll be fine. Any weight fluctuation.
I work kind of like a bear in winter. You know? Like you have to put on an extra layer.
We all do. We're big into cozy winter.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. That's all I got for today. We're back.
I think it works out well that you knit less. Like if we didn't do one of these in 4 months and it was the winter, this would be a 4-part episode. So, yeah, super psyched to be back. It's funny. We spend a long enough time away that you build up an excitement for coming back and getting back into it. And that's a great part of how our year works too.
Yeah.
Is that we come back in the fall ready to work on stuff and ready to get back into it, which we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You in particular are such a creature of routine.
Yeah.
He likes doing the same thing every day.
I like some time off, but man, do I ever have a routine.
Back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
So here we are. So I hope everybody had a great summer. Hope you didn't miss us too much. And see you again soon.
Thank you, everyone.